Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Welcome back to our channel. After a comprehensive overview about the initial 18 types of angels created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are now moving towards Malak Al-Ruh, the angel who brings the soul at 120 days. Among the unseen realities that shape the human journey from the womb to eternity, one of the most awe-inspiring is the angel known as Malak Al-Ruh, the angel who brings the soul, meaning Ruh, into the unborn child at 120 days of conception. This moment marks the great transformation of a mere physical form into a living being, honored with divine spirit, awareness, and destiny. These are beings of unfathomable might, created from the most luminous light, called Nur Muhammadi, meaning the divine light of Prophet Muhammad. The Quran repeatedly reminds us that the soul belongs to Allah alone, as stated in Surah 17 verse 85, and they ask you concerning the spirit. Say, the spirit is from the command of my Lord, and you have been given of knowledge only a little. Thus, Malak Al-Ruh is not the creator of the soul but the entrusted carrier, bringing it into the body by the command of Allah. This angel's task is among the most profound of all angelic duties, for it is through this act that humanity's journey truly begins, a journey that angels themselves once questioned when Adam was first created, as seen in Surah 2 verse 30. Before going further, a quick update. All our videos are available in both English and Urdu languages on our YouTube channel. You can find them by navigating to our playlists, where all our videos are available for your convenience. Now let's continue. Quranic and Hadith mentions in Surah 17 verse 85, and they ask you, O Muhammad, concerning the spirit, meaning Ruh. Say, the spirit is of the affair of my Lord, and you, O mankind, have not been given of knowledge except a little. Tafsir of Hazrat Ibn Kathir describes that the Ruh is one of the greatest secrets of Allah's creation. Even Angel Jibril did not know its reality except what Allah revealed. The command to say its knowledge is with my Lord proves that its essence is veiled from all creation. In Surah 23 verse 12 to 14. And we created man from an extract of clay. Then we placed him as a drop in a firm lodging. Then we made the drop into a clinging clot. Then we made the clot into a lump. Then we made the lump into bones. Then we clothed the bones with flesh. Then we produced it as another creation. So blessed is Allah, the best of creators. Tafsir of Hazrat al-Qurtubi and Hazrat Ibn Kathir describe that the phrase another creation refers to the moment the Ruh is breathed into the fetus. This is the critical shift when it becomes a living soul, not merely a body. In Surah 32 verses 7 to 9, He perfected everything He created. He began the creation of man from clay. Then He made his descendants from an extract of a humble fluid. Then He proportioned him and breathed into him from His spirit, and He gave you hearing, sight, and hearts. Little is the thanks you give. Tafsir of Hazrat Ibn Kathir describes that the breath of spirit is an honor to mankind, though it is attributed to Allah as stated in Quran, nafaka fihi min ruhihi. It means Allah created and commanded the Ruh to be placed in man, not that his essence entered man. In Surah 66 verse 12, and Maryam, the daughter of Imran, who guarded her chastity, so we breathed into her of our spirit, and she believed in the words of her Lord and His scriptures, and was of the devoutly obedient. This verse proves that the soul is delivered by angelic agency like Angel Jibril or his subordinate angel, not by human means. In Surah 78 verse 38, the day that the Spirit and the angels will stand in rows, none will speak except the one whom the Most Merciful allows, and He will say what is correct. Tafsir of Hazrat Ibn Kathir and Hazrat al-Tabari state that the spirit here has multiple interpretations. Some said it is Angel Jibreel, others said it is the Rūḥ, meaning souls of mankind. Many classical scholars link it to the great angel entrusted with the Rūḥ as Malak Al-Ruh in Sahih al-Bukhari 3208 and Sahih Muslim 2643. Jivan Masud, verily the creation of each one of you as a drop, then he becomes a clot for a similar period, then a lump of flesh for a similar period. Then Allah sends an angel who breathes the soul into him and is commanded with 4 things: to write his provision, his lifespan, his deeds, and whether he will be wretched or blessed. Key points to note is that the soul enters at 120 days, where 40 days are in a form of drop in a mother's womb, the next 40 days as a clot, and the later 40 as a flesh, after which on the 120th day enters the Rūḥ, meaning soul of the child, accompanied by Malak Al-Ruh by the command of Allah, the angel. Malak Al-Ruh both ensouls and writes destiny. In Sahih al-Bukhari 6595 and Sahih Muslim 2646, the Prophet said, "The matter of a person is decided in his mother's womb after 40 or 45 nights, when the angel comes and says, 'My Lord, will he be good or evil?' Both will be written. Then he says, 'My Lord, will he be male or female?' Both will be written. His deeds, his livelihood, his death will also be recorded. Then his scroll of destiny is rolled up, and nothing will be added to it or taken away." Key points to note is that some narrations mention 40 to 45 nights for gender and character writing and 120 days for ensoulment. Scholars harmonize by saying decrees are written progressively, with the final stage at 120 days when the soul is breathed in. In Musnad Ahmad, Hadith 23,988, the Prophet said, "When Allah intends to create a servant, He sends an angel to the womb who says, 'O Lord, a drop, O Lord, a clot, O Lord, a lump.' Then if Allah wishes to complete His creation, the angel says, 'O Lord, male or female, wretched or blessed, what is his provision? What is his lifespan?' All this is written while he is still in his mother's womb." In Sahih Muslim 2872, the Prophet said, "When the soul is breathed into the body, the angel records its provision, lifespan, deeds, and fate. Then when death comes, the angel of death takes it by the command of Allah." In our previous videos, we also explored the verse on how Allah created every living thing from water, the creation of the waters above the dome and below the flat earth, firmament dome above the flat earth, actual shape of the earth according to the Quran and Islamic cosmology, primordial waters of the heavens, the kursi meaning the footstool of Allah, the arsh meaning the throne of Allah, Lawan Mahfuz, the sacred tablet, the pen meaning al-Qalam, why Allah created the universe, the first creation of Allah, the 7 portals and dimensions of the universe, and discussed where Allah was before He created the universe. If you haven't watched them yet, please do. Now let's continue. Classical tafsir and scholarly commentary. Imam al-Nawawi with linking hadith of Sahih Muslim 2643 explains that ensoulment occurs after 120 days. Before that, the fetus has no true soul but is in preparation. After 120 days, it is a complete human being with rights in fiqh like inheritance, janazah if miscarriage happens. Hazrat Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani in Fath al-Bari on Hadith 3208 says that the angel responsible for ensoulment is not explicitly named, but it is understood that he is under the command of Angel Jibreel or one of his subordinate angels. Some scholars identify him as Malak Al-Ruh, role with the prophets and saints. Prophet Adam, when Allah created Adam It was not merely clay that stood lifeless, but an honored vessel waiting for the soul. It was the breath of spirit from Allah that made Adam superior to angels. The angels present at Prophet Adam's creation understood the sacredness of this breath. Malak Al-Ruh's task with every child echoes that first moment when Adam was brought to life. Prophet Isa, the angel who breathed into Sayyidah Maryam, as stated in Surah 66 verse 12, is directly linked to the same reality, bringing the soul into the womb by Allah's command. This establishes that the divine act of ensouling is carried out by angelic agency, most often attributed to Angel Jibril or his subordinate Malak Al-Ruh. Awliya and saints interpret Malak Al-Ruh's role as the first spiritual initiation. Just as a murshid later awakens the heart through dhikr, this angel awakens the unborn by bestowing life and destiny. The saints say that every person carries a trace of the moment when Malak Al-Ruh touched them, a memory of eternity that the heart longs to rediscover. Spiritual symbolism in Tasawwuf. Tasawwufi masters see in Malak Al-Ruh a profound symbolism like breath of mercy, as the soul's entry is called Nafkh al-Ruh, the blowing of the spirit. In Tasawwufi teachings, every breath, meaning nafas, is a reminder of that original breath. Those who purify their breathing with dhikr align themselves with that divine moment and keep their spirit alive, while heedless breathing deadens the soul. Mirror of destiny. Since the angel writes one's provision, lifespan, deeds and fate, Sufi scholars teach that the seeker should never despair of destiny but polish the heart, for true freedom lies in how one responds to what is written. Above the angels, as Maulana Rumi said, if you master your nafs, you surpass the angels. If your nafs masters you, you fall below the beasts. Malak Al-Ruh represents that divine trust given uniquely to humans, which made the angels bow to Adam. Spiritual and Tasawwufi interpretations. Maulana Rumi said, "You came from the Spirit's breath, do not give your soul to dust. You are the guest of eternity, do not waste yourself on clay." Hazrat Ibn Arabi saw the 120-day breath as the first covenant, a reminder of the day of Alastu, Quran 7:7-2, when souls testified to Allah's lordship. The angel's breath reawakens that covenant in every unborn child. Hazrat Al-Ghazali said, "The Ruh is a divine mystery placed in a created form. The angel who delivers it is like a messenger, but the spirit itself is a trust from Allah." Role on the day of Qiyamah. On the day of judgment, the Quran mentions in Surah 78 verse 38, "The day when the spirit and the angels will stand in rows, they will not speak except for one whom the most merciful permits, and he will say what is correct." Many scholars identify the spirit here as the Ruh that gives life to humanity, brought by Malak Al-Ruh. This angel will appear again in the grand assembly, standing with the angels who testify to every human's deeds. The same soul once entrusted in the womb will now be returned to face its record. Role in the grave and Barzakh. After death, the soul is removed by the angel of death and taken to the heavens. But Malak Al-Ruh's early role is remembered in Barzakh. The soul that was once entrusted at 120 days is now tested in the grave. The continuity between ensoulment and resurrection is part of divine wisdom. The angel who once breathed life witnesses its return. Some Tasawwufi traditions say that when the soul is questioned by Munkar and Nakir, it remembers that first touch of Malak Al-Ruh and either shines with peace if it lived in dhikr or trembles if it lived in heedlessness. Becoming blessed under Malak Al-Ruh's decree. Since this angel writes 4 things at 120 days, the seeker must strive to incline these decrees towards mercy. Through a Kamil Murshid, a spiritual guide teaches the seeker to breathe with Allah's name, making each breath a testimony of Tawheed. This practice, called Zikr al-Nafas, revives the memory of Malak Al-Ruh's breath and transforms destiny. A Murshid awakens the seeker to the reality that every breath is a form shaped by zikr. By teaching breath zikr, the murshid transforms the human into a being of continuous remembrance, surpassing angels. A kamil murshid, meaning a perfect spiritual guide, is considered in tasawwuf the inheritor of the Prophet, guiding seekers on the path from clay, meaning nafs, to light, meaning ruh. The kamil murshid helps awaken this nafas al-Rahman, meaning breath of the All-Merciful, within the disciple, also as stated in Surah Kaf, verse 17. Whoever Allah guides is truly guided, but whoever He leaves to stray, He will never find for them a murshid, meaning a spiritual guide. Angels are always in dhikr, but their dhikr is fixed and limited to the forms Allah gave them. Man, however, through guidance of a murshid, can transform his every breath into dhikr, making his remembrance continuous, like angels, and even higher because it comes through free will. In tariqat, the murshid teaches habz al-nafas, meaning watching the breath, and zikr khafi, meaning silent dhikr. Every inhalation and every exhalation affirms Allah and He alone. This makes the seeker live in the constant rhythm of divine presence. Through Quranic surahs, Surah Al-Mulk, Surah Yasin, Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas are recited for protection of the soul in life, death and resurrection. Through dua, the Prophet taught, O Allah, I seek refuge in You from a soul that is never satisfied. As stated in Sunan al-Nasa'i 5458, a reminder that the soul must remain attached to Allah through acts like humility, prayer in congregation, fasting, night vigil, and service to creation all purify the soul that Malak Al-Ruh delivered into us. Warnings that makes a person like Iblis, since the soul is a trust from Allah. Arrogance, pride, ingratitude, and rebellion make a human fall into the state of Iblis. Just as Iblis refused to bow to the spirit-filled Adam, one who refuses to honor their own spirit with obedience betrays Malak Al-Ruh's trust. Maulana Rumi warns, the soul was sent with wings of light. Do not bury it in clay. If you cannot control your ego, you are Iblis. If you tame it, you are above the angels. So dear viewers, Malak Al-Ruh stands as the great angel of human beginnings, carrying the secret of our soul, our destiny and our divine trust. His act at 120 days is not just biology, but theology, cosmology and spirituality in one. He connects Adam to every child, the womb to the grave, and the breath of life to the day of resurrection. The Quran describes the Ruh as belonging solely to Allah. The fetus is given a soul at 120 days by angel Malak Al-Ruh. This angel is commanded to write provision, lifespan, deeds and fate. Classical scholars confirm ensoulment at 120 days and give it great legal and spiritual significance. Tasawwufi scholars interpret this angel's breath as the first reminder of man's eternal covenant with Allah. To remember Malak Al-Ruh is to remember our origin and to prepare for our return. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoy this content and find it beneficial, we kindly ask you to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more authentic faith-strengthening content. And let's continue this journey of knowledge together. Inshallah, see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.